Get ready to dive into the future of online shopping and content creation.
This year, social commerce will drive $80 billion in transactions just in the US.
On this episode, we explore how social commerce is transforming the creator economy for creators, platforms, and brands.
Today, though, in the US, it means driving sales through content, interaction, or social media for a consumer product. Tik Tok Shop is a prime example.
Discover why brands can't afford to ignore this growing trend.
If you don't move early, you miss early opportunities and you miss that early growth cycle.
And learn how creators can capitalize on this $3 trillion opportunity.
The secret sauce is, I kid you not, the product selection. So there are products that go viral, and as a result, they get more search activity, they get more engagement, they get more watch time.
Join us as we unpack the social commerce revolution with Max Benator, CEO of Orca and founder of SoCom, the first dedicated conference for social commerce launching in 2025.
Once you're able to go search like you would a YouTube video or an Amazon product in a live experience, your shopping experience is better, conversion is better.
So today on the podcast, I'm joined by Max from SoCom. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm really excited to learn about the event that you're planning. But before we do so, can you just explain for everybody listening, what is social commerce?
It's a great question. And in my view, it's had a few different definitions over the course of, let's say, the last 15 years. So yesterday, which let's say is from MySpace or the beginning of YouTube up until about a year ago, social commerce may have meant your paid media program on social media. So the ads that you buy on Instagram or on YouTube or Facebook, and you drive sales to a third party, or you drive referrals to a third party site. Today, though, in the US, it's changing to catch up with other parts of the world like China. And it means driving sales through content, interaction, or social media for a consumer product. Tik Tok Shop is a prime example. You have a video or a live stream, and you can purchase directly from the content inside of an enclosed environment.
Excellent. Well, I'm really excited to get into some of the trends as well. But can you just tell us about the event that you're planning?
Yeah, so the event SoCom, which will be the first dedicated social commerce conference in the US, it's happening on February 6th, 2025, was conceived because I'm co-founder and CEO of a company called Orca, and we do live streaming and social commerce for lots of really incredible brands. And I would go to e-commerce conferences, creator conferences, brand conferences, and at every single one, a piece was missing. At an e-commerce conference, they would have a panel on social commerce, but the folks that I'm interacting with are CTOs and SaaS products and logistics companies, which are all important parts of what we do, but have nothing to do with the content or creator side. If I go to VidCon, for instance, which is a wonderful creator event, by the way, some creators have merchandising, right? They have their own fan merch or they've created a product, but there's nothing related to inventory management or merchandising or product page optimization. Same thing with brand conferences, which are really focused on brand marketing and awareness and identity. But there's no one there typically who's focused on owning the P&L for e-commerce sales. So I realized this thing doesn't exist. And that's what inspired starting it. And social commerce, SoCom, addresses all of those constituencies.
So you're going to have brands there, you're going to have creators there. Can you explain in a bit more detail what people will get out of the event?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a one-day event in Los Angeles at the beautiful Audrey Irma's Pavilion. I didn't even know that this space existed. It was built right before COVID, so timing was really bad for an event space. Very well-known architect. It's right off Wilshire Boulevard. Please check it out online. I mean, it's just really an incredible space. Views of the Hollywood sign and Hollywood Hills. So it's a one-day event. On the main stage, it's industry. we're very fortunate to have Malik Ducard, who's the Chief Content Officer of Pinterest, giving the keynote presentation. We have brands, platforms. Matt Kolsch runs creator agency partnerships for TikTok Shop. He's going to be speaking on the main stage. So the main stage is industry focused, and we'll cover the gamut from creators, affiliates, live streaming, short video, and platforms. Upstairs, we have the workshops. The workshops are in a smaller room, and all of these really cool companies who will help elevate your social commerce efforts are going to be speaking directly to the audience in deep dive sessions. And those will be a combination of industry or industry plus creator. And then finally, on the same floor, we have our live stream gifting suite, which will have 300 top creators, some of whom will have upwards of 30 million plus followers, and some of whom will be micro creators with less than 100,000 followers. So we're really curating the list of creators who will be attending, and they'll be able to go get amazing product. But unlike a typical gifting suite at, let's say, Sundance or the Emmy Awards, where you're just relying on the creator posting or maybe some press coverage, this will actually be shoppable. So anyone at home can purchase the product as the creator is talking about it and receiving it. So our industry attendees will have a chance to interface with these creators and vice versa.
I love it. Very clever. And you announced some of the names of people speaking there. I know you have an advisory board. How did that come about?
So we have Sammy Kriegstein Jacobson is co-founder and executive producer of the event. She's running it day to day. And so she's been incredible in helping corral all of these great folks and the programming and the sponsors. And working with her, some of our folks here at Orca and others in the social commerce community, we curated a group of advisors who were just so excited to jump in. Ekta Chopra is the Chief Digital Officer of Elf Beauty. She's on board. Damon Berger is the head of digital consumer engagement for Gap. He's on board as an advisor. One of my peers, Ethan Kramer, is president at an agency called Agital, and they are a top TikTok Shop partner among other platforms. They also work across Meta, Google, etc. He's on the advisory board. Two other folks I'll mention. Amy Nebben is a partner at Select Management Group. They represent some of the top creators online. Amy also represents some incredible Olympians who just medaled in Paris, which was cool to see. And Madison Luscombe is a partner at Creator Society, which represents the top affiliate creators. I mean, they drive meaningful GMV on LTK and Instagram. The group of advisors we have is just really special. Platforms, brands, agencies, creators, and they're helping with our programming and make sure that the event is everything we hope it to be.
That's great. I know some of those people, so I love that you've done that. Now, let's talk about social commerce generally. It's been slow to take off in the US compared to in China, but it's growing quickly now. What do you think is causing that?
Yeah, well, I would take issue with or tweak your premise that it's been slow to catch on. I think it's
Okay.
been slow to catch on in the let's say the headline sizzle sort of ecosystem, but let's look at social commerce broadly. This year, social commerce will drive $80 billion in transactions just in the US. Actually, 90.5 billion is the new revised number. So that's a huge number. That's a large TAM already. And some of that is driven by TikTok Shop, which has grown very clearly to many billions of dollars already. It's driven by early live shopping on Facebook. There's this wonderful company called Comment Sold, which for years has been powering small business owners who sell on Facebook through people mentioning in the comments the product that they want. So there's live shopping on direct to consumer sites, and LTK. LTK for a dozen years has been a pioneer in social commerce. They call it creator commerce. It's the same thing. And I've just been so impressed by them. I'm going to look right now because I don't have any internal information around them as a company, but they publicly boast, I believe, 3 billion annually in sales in GMV. So social commerce exists. I think, Ian, the question that a lot of people have been asking is more specifically around live shopping and why it doesn't feel like it's the same phenomenon that it is in China. And I'm happy to dive into that too, if you'd like. So you let me
Let's
know.
do it. I stand corrected. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Thank you. It's a discussion. And I'm I'm always eager to learn also. Live is a ton of fun. And what I have learned now doing this for 4 years with Orca, we'll hit our 4-year anniversary on November 5th. So we're almost there. And when we started, there was no TikTok Shop. So we were streaming during COVID out of our hosts' apartments onto Amazon Live. And the industry has just grown tremendously. Just to give you some context of numbers, when we started, we would have what we called goose egg streams, $0 sales streams, and then they'd be like $30 and $50. And now we regularly do significant tens of thousands of dollars in sales per stream. Other streams doing hundreds and hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars per stream as a baseline, right? These are retail shops that actively function as reliably as an e-commerce website or a retail location. So we experience the growth in a very real way. The thing that we are just now starting to get in the US is the live ecosystem. So I shared in an interview with Media Post a couple weeks ago a conversation I had with a former senior executive at YouTube. So this was his experience, not mine. But he was visiting Seoul, Korea, and he watched how a shopper shopped in Seoul, where live shopping is much more mature than it is here in the US, to shop for some shoes. This shopper, went online to the popular live shopping application in Seoul. I actually don't remember which one it was, and was looking for one shoe. He already knew what shoe he wanted and scrolled between 6, 7, 8 different live streams at that moment selling that exact same shoe. And he found the right price, he found the deal he wanted, and he found the host that communicated with him in a way that helped drive the sale. That's not possible if there's only one live stream selling that shoe at noon. You better tune in next week at 4 p.m., right? That's not a live shopping ecosystem. That's something a little bit different. That's a marketing activation. That's an ecosystem that's trying to get turned on, right? We finally have that on TikTok Shop in the US today, and the other major platforms and D2C sites are quickly investing and following suit. So that's the piece that I believe we should all keep our eye on, because once you can, I don't know if there's anything you're looking to purchase or, whatever, but like once you're able to go search like you would a YouTube video or an Amazon product in a live experience, your shopping experience is better. Conversion is better. It's better for the retailer. It's better for the consumer, the brand, etc.
And you mentioned TikTok Shop there. So do you think the other platforms are going to follow quickly with similar services for their audience?
They're all making investments, and they all are very conscious of the fact that a traditional, and it's wild when I say this, a traditional product page, right? I call it a photo and a paragraph, is almost 30-year-old technology, right? It's really, we don't need to interact with our digital devices with a photo and a paragraph and 5 or 4 yellow stars. That's some really Web 1.0 stuff. And so we're moving there, whether right now, right? We're moving there, whether one major technology company wants to move there or not. So they have no choice but to make those investments and catch up to interactive media with the shopping experience.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it plays out. What type of products or industries are most suited to social commerce?
I can answer this in 2 ways. One is there's public reporting through McKinsey, Statista. It's pretty consistent globally that the number one category, which is a significant portion of all live shopping sales. Did you ask social commerce or live?
I asked social.
Okay. So let me answer live and then social. So
Okay.
live is the number one category is fashion and apparel. The number two category is beauty, inclusive of skincare. And then the number three category is electronics. But between the first two, something like 70% of all sales live in those two categories. Social commerce is much broader. Social commerce follows the same category breakdown, but because it's not reliant on the same visual requirements that live has, especially in new markets, it's broader. But fashion and beauty are the bulk. That's what we see in our business. But the caveat, the second answer is every category, because it's shopping, right? So 80 billion in the US, 90 billion in the US, sorry, this year. By the end of next year, globally, we're looking at $3 trillion in sales in social commerce within the next 16 months globally, not US, globally. That's everything under the sun. So while we get very excited about categories like home improvement, which is typically sits lower on the list of largest sales by volume, but is still such a significant category. We'd have to go look up what the actual numbers are, but you can build many, many significantly large, healthy businesses off of a category like home improvement, even if it's not fashion, the number one category.
I love it. There's some huge growth forecast there. And what advice would you give to brands that are just starting to think about how they might integrate social commerce?
Brands should recognize that social commerce is a sales channel, just like their D2C sales channel, their retail sales channel. It fits inside of their omni-channel strategy. It's not a marketing activation. And the reason I share that is, would a brand today spin up its Amazon presence, its D2C presence, or retail strategy based on a 1 month or 1 moment activation or a campaign that runs for 12 weeks? The answer is no. There's too much upfront investment and there's too much opportunity cost by not continuing. So it's the number one thing. We're starting to see brands understand that they're making a minimum 12-month startup commitment to build that sales channel. They have to, actually, because if they don't, they're going to lose share as a result. But then it continues beyond that. Because our view, and SoCom as a conference holds the view that social commerce is just shopping on your digital devices with newer and better technology. It's not a different category. It's where we're all heading. And so, Ian, you and I can look at this for creators. We can look at it for brands. If you don't move early, you miss early opportunities and you miss that early growth cycle. And we're not so early today that it's experimental. The sales volume is significant enough now that we're really in I would say, the regular growth phase at this point. Invest, make some decisions to move into social commerce, and build that sales channel, or play catch up later.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And let's flip it around. If you're a content creator, how can you effectively monetize your content through social commerce? Or how should you think about integrating it into what you're doing?
Yeah, well, each creator, I have such an admiration for creators. My background is I started out as a talent manager working with folks who went on to build meaningful audiences on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. And I eventually partnered with a couple of creators on building their businesses even larger. So I come from the creator business. I wholeheartedly believe there are no rules for a creator about how to monetize or what to build. They should build against their strengths and surround it with the business that they're interested in building, whether that's as a small business, a larger business. In some cases, that might be a media business, right? So you're not really touching. I think it's a missed opportunity if you don't touch social commerce, but it's okay. You can sell ads against a large audience. There are other creators who might not have any media business or sponsorship business and focus purely on being a seller in social commerce. So, but if you want to get started, the number one secret sauce, and this is, I've had the opportunity now a number of times to go to China and look at what social commerce looks like 3-4 years ahead of us in a mature market, and then also see what we're doing here and how this market is growing. The secret sauce is, I kid you not, the product selection. So there are products that go viral, and as a result, they get more search activity, they get more engagement, they get more watch time. And so all of that, and then they get more sales. And all of that will lift your revenue opportunity and your engagement and viewership. So let me try and put that into a practical sense. It's not just the product is viral. It's also the product and the price. So we have a brand on Labor Day on Tik Tok Shop. We submitted for and qualified for a special discount. We already had a discount on the product. TikTok added another discount on top of the product. In our Labor Day sales shot up like that. And what we saw on the platform is we saw dozens of micro creators. Oh my gosh, that price is amazing. They started posting content. They all made. These are creators with 10 or 12,000, 14,000 followers. They did really, really, really well because viral product plus a great price in that moment in time. And they went live or posted videos and they got some pretty significant commissions as a result. So the product is the key. Now, how that fits into your brand, that's a question for who you are as a creator.
Got it. And can you give an example or two of great brands that are doing this already at the moment? Maybe the early experimenters that are having a lot of success.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So at Orca, we represent some incredible brands, primarily in beauty. That includes Estee Lauder. We have 3 e.l.f. brands: e.l.f. Beauty, e.l.f. Skin, Alicia Keys Soul Care. We've got a skincare brand from P&G called Pharmacy. We have wonderful viral beauty brands: Patrick Starr's One Size, Sashu, health supplement, a women's health supplement called O Positive. So let me just highlight a couple. O Positive is a women's health supplement and founded by a brother and sister team. And it's just a great product and great branding. And we are seeing incredible success with tens of thousands of creators who are able to earn commissions. There's tens of thousands actively selling and earning commission on that product. Another example is Sashu Beauty. That's co-founded by creator Sarah Chung, whose TikTok handle is at Sashu. And it's an innovative lip product. So it's called a lip stain. You put it on, you let it sit for 20 minutes, and then you peel it off, and now it won't get smudged. And so that product now has a bunch of copycats, but creators can do really, really well selling that as an affiliate.
I love that example there just because I think it's very visual, the way that you describe it. And it makes absolute sense that something like that would sell well. You've mentioned the name Orca before a couple of times. Can you just explain what Orca is?
Yeah. So Orca is one of the leading live and social commerce providers in the US. There are four things that we provide as a service to our brand partners. The first pillar is content. So that includes live shoppable shows every day of the week to millions of people around the country. I'm in our studios right now. So you saw one earlier, but we have 5 studios in this facility that are live, like I said, every day of the week or 6 days a week, depending on the schedule. And then we do short videos. All of our videos are focused on being shoppable videos. So that's content. Second, and this is a really important one, is back-end e-commerce operations. So we have a full e-commerce operation, including 24 hours, 7 days a week customer service. We build product pages, optimize them. We work with our brand partners on merchandising strategy, promotional strategy, etc. Our creator affiliate team, led by Sarah Penna, who founded one of the first digital talent management companies in the world, Big Frame, and ultimately sold that to DreamWorks. Our creator affiliate team works with over 15,000 creators that actively work as affiliates and sell products. Those are trailing 30 days who've sold at least one product. So we manage affiliate strategy, execution, and creator management vis-a-vis those strategies. And then the fourth pillar is paid media. We have a performance media team in-house. And so we offer those services to our brand partners.
Got it. I love it. I love your enthusiasm for the space and everything that's going on. Before we wrap up, I can't not ask you about AI and what you think the impact of that will be specifically on social commerce.
I believe AI is going to impact a lot of what we do professionally. And we are working on a number of AI initiatives, which I can't talk about just yet, but there are 2 sides to AI. One is, I think, the shinier object, which is virtual hosts and avatars and that stuff. And there are some interesting challenges there, right? Like, how does a virtual host hold on to or showcase a product, especially a beauty product? The other side, where progress is already getting made much more quickly than on that side, is how AI is used for optimizing your product pages, building product pages on your paid media. So editing and re-editing and A/B testing short videos using an AI tool with your paid media strategy. All that stuff is really, really interesting. And there's a lot more activity there than I think people realize. So it's a really exciting area.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait to see how it plays out. Max, thank you so much for your time. For anybody listening that wants to know more about the event, how can they find out more and purchase tickets?
Ian, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. This has been wonderful. The event can be found at SoCom.live. So go to your browser, go to our website, SoCom.live. We're also building a presence on LinkedIn with a SoCom event. So please follow the event on LinkedIn and click attending on the SoCom event.
Excellent. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time and good luck with the event.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.